Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you all the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy. And hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Wednesday, March 18th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Of course, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, True Social, TikTok, and all the other social media sites by searching Larry Steinhouse. Hey, just a reminder, if you are watching online, please hit that like button, and please hit that share button. Do it now. Hit that share button right now. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. All right, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. And by the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page on Facebook, your name may not show up on my dashboard. So please go to Money Chat Now page, like it, and comment there so I can recognize you. Hey, real quick, I'm going to say hello to a couple people online that joined us already. We have Joe and Mike. And Peter and Tom and Tom and Tom and Tom. All right, cool, excellent. All right, Money Chat Now, of course, is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. All right, let's get into what's going on today. Oh, look at that. Jane said Mastriano is a GOP win in PA. Yes, I know, I'm going to be talking about that, but thanks, Jane, for telling me that, because that's the truth. And Hey, Robin, thanks so much for watching as well. All right, so today's show, of course, we're going to be discussing the futures update. We're going to be discussing Twitter and Musk, and we're going to go into a bit on the PA primaries. We're going to be talking about the baby food crisis, Homebuilder Sentiment, and the bear market near miss, and what that means to us. Let's get into what's going on right now. So yesterday was kind of a nice day, right? The Dow topped over 400 points. It was pretty nice. And the S&P was over 74 points, and the NASDAQ was up over 300 points. You know, those are the days that that make you feel happy, that you placed some bets last week. You know, it was a bit unexpected, but I was happy to see it. I got a little scared in the morning when the Dow was only up about 50 points after it was up about 300 points pre-market, and it went back to 50, but it went back up pretty quickly. The media company Paramount led the market in gains yesterday, and it was up about 15% when Warren Buffett disclosed a large position in the company. He also added Chevron and Citi, and both of these also moved up. Another big winner was the United Airlines and American Airlines after United Airlines released a statement saying that the company is seeing a large return to travel. Look, it makes complete sense now that the Nazis are no longer allowed to dictate mask wearing on planes. I said it was going to happen. I said that as soon as the masks went away, airplanes were going to start filling up. I mean, they were already filling up with the mask, but it's just going to get even worse. And look, both companies moved up about 9% yesterday. And as you know, I have a bunch of AAL. I also have a bunch of CCL. And CCL also moved up on the speculation that cruise travel will also do the same as airline travel. I do need another 4 points for CCL to make me really happy, but we'll see, right? I have until mid-July with my options, so I'm kind of white-knuckling it right now. July is around the corner. So the big loser and surprise loser was Walmart. Their earnings report showed a miss in the stock, and the stock dropped about 11%. It took down some other retail stocks like Kroger, Dollar Tree, and Bath and Body Works, you know, as Wall Street basically worried that the other retailers will have the same decline in sales. Of course, Jerome Powell, apparently fighting to become the next FAUCI of the stock market, you know, ruin your life the way FAUCI did. Anyway, Powell declared that he will continue to raise interest rates until you are broke and lose all of your money. I mean, until inflation comes down. You know, down to what? I don't know, but down to what he calls a healthy level. Powell, Powell basically said that increases similar to 50 basis points were likely to come at ensuing meetings as long as the economy condition remains similar to where they are now. Hey, Powell, don't you know that raising interest rates has a delayed effect? And the main inflation point is fuel right now? Ugh. And that's not going down by raising interest rates. Of course, he also added in a statement, there could be some pain involved in restoring price stability. Some pain, not for you, pal. I'm telling you, it goes right back to the whole Fauci thing, right? You know, Fauci didn't have to wear a mask when he was at the ball game because nobody else was in the room, and this guy doesn't have to worry about paying high prices because he makes too much money telling everybody about how much money they're going to lose. Anyway, he said that the labor market should remain strong with low unemployment and higher wages. Yeah, sure. He really is becoming the Fauci of finance. It amazes. Screw everyone until I get this thing under control. That's his thought. And it's going to have an effect on the market today. The emotional money managers are crying right now, and they're going to sell off. You watch. The market will be cautious all week because of the statements he made at the end of the day yesterday, and it's going to become a problem. The only piece of revenge we could find is that California gas prices have hit an all-time high price of $6 a gallon. Why revenge? Because these guys, along with their poor leadership, deserve it. Keep voting in Democrats, and this is what you're going to get. Runaway inflation and $6 a gallon gas prices. The joke used to be make California a parking lot. Well, it isn't a joke anymore. With these gas prices, no one could drive, so it really is a parking lot. It looks like the UK is also having the same inflation problems, but here's the kick in the pants. All the sanctions on Russia are causing the ruble to gain, not lose value. A report shows that the Russian ruble has gone from an all-time low in March to the world's best-performing currency this year. So basically, the sanctions are helping the Russian economy. All right, let's look at the futures and say, hey, let's go Brandon, of course. And then I'll talk about some interesting facts about Twitter and the Musk deal. Right now, the Dow is down about 180, the S&P is down 30, and the NASDAQ is down about 118. It's amazing. By the way, I told you guys to buy the Russian ruble about 2 months ago. I don't know if you guys caught that, but that was definitely what I was expecting. Hey, real quick, couple of people online. Just want to say hello to make sure that I don't miss anybody. We got Charles and James and John and Jill and Jose and James again and Mark. Thanks so much. I totally appreciate you guys. Hey, let's talk about Twitter and Musk. Hey, you already know that Elon Musk had made an offer to buy Twitter at $54.20 a share. The board took some time but approved the deal. Musk has claimed that he's buying the company to bring back free speech to the platform. And it's a great goal, and if you've ever had your account shut down on any social media site, then you know how this can affect you, right? Well, the latest roadblock for Musk is the fact that he believes Twitter is lying about how many bots there are on Twitter. So bots, for those who don't fully understand, are fake user accounts that leave comments on your profile and posts. I will tell you that a few years back, I hired a bot company to get me likes on Instagram, and frankly, it does work. It makes you look like you have more followers, which actually brings you more followers. I discontinued the service about 3 years ago, but I did find it interesting. It is quite obvious that bots can't generate income for the average user, and the numbers on Twitter are going to reflect a higher number if you count the bots. If income is generated by active users, then projections for Twitter's income and future income are going to be off. So Musk is questioning the value of the company. According to an SEC filing, Twitter has claimed that there are no more than 5% bots active on Twitter. Well, Musk wants proof, and he set out to find it out on his own. He actually asked users to help identify bots and asked for SEC investigation of the data. I said yesterday that Musk was going to buy Twitter because his reputation is at stake. Well, I gave it some thought, and I realized that if he uses this as an excuse to not buy Twitter, it could also make his reputation even better, and it could blow up Twitter and show the proof of social media and the lies that the parent companies are telling us. Musk could actually be a hero by not buying Twitter if he plays this correctly. Adding to that is an interesting discovery, and there was articles that talked about basically that at least half of all Biden's followers are fake. This survey and report was conducted by a software firm named SparkToro. And, it basically says, right, it basically defines fake followers as accounts that are unreachable and will not see accounts' tweets either because they are spam bots, propaganda, or because they have no longer active on Twitter. So here's an interesting tidbit, though. Check this out. SparkToro also used the same audit on Musk himself and found that nearly 70% of Musk's 93.3 million Twitter followers are fake. So the play continues. I still like the price, the stock price here, by the way. I still think it's a good price. My guess is that the pendulum will swing back and Musk will make another acceptable offer. But even if he doesn't, the company price right now between 35 and 40 a share is a good level. Let's take a break here. By the way, when I get back, we're going to be discussing baby food crisis. We're going to be talking about the Homebuilder Sentiment. We're going to be talking about a bear market near a miss, and then we're going to have today's picks and plays. We'll help you navigate through the market. Hit that share button, hit that like button, and we will see you guys in a minute.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask your one burning question to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call today for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited, so what are you waiting for? Call in today or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank you all for listening on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And if you're watching online, please hit that share button so you can help your friends learn how to make more money. And of course, hit that like button. Let me know you enjoy the show. And leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. And I will definitely try to respond to them. A couple other people who joined us, James and Mark. Thanks so much for watching. All right, so far we've been discussing the futures update. Right now, the Dow is down 207, the S&P is down 32, and the NASDAQ is down 140. We talked about Twitter and Musk and how, how everybody's got all these fake users, and that may cause a problem. Coming up, we have the PA Primaries. Woo! We also have the baby food crisis. Maybe the PA Primaries will solve the baby food crisis. And of course, we have Homebuilder Sentiment and the bear market near miss. And then we have today's picks and plays. Did you guys hit that like button yet? Come on, did you hit that share button yet? Let's go, Mark and James and Jose and Jill and John. Hit that share button right now. Share it so other people can enjoy the show. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home and let me know what you think of the show. Hey, real quick, before we start the second half, are you ready for this financial downturn or maybe the recession that's expected? Well, if you want to survive through it, order my new book. Go to barnesandnoble.com, look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse, pre-order it, and I promise you're going to learn something. There are chapters in this book about how to make more money and chapters about how to pay less taxes. Think about that. Make more money and pay less taxes. Those are really good skills. Learn from me as I give you an overview of my favorite lessons and hacks that I've learned about money. So you can go there, go to moneyhacks.com. I'm sorry, actually, not moneyhacks.com, but actually if you want to go to moneyhacksbook.com, you can attend the book launch. So go to moneyhacksbook.com, and I'll tell you more about that in a little while. All right, let's talk about the PA primaries, right? I have to mention that my pick for the Republican nominee is Doug Mastriano, and he was the big winner in the primaries last night. He won by a landslide, as I suspected. He had over 50% of the votes, and his nearest competitor had less than 22%. You know, I got to tell you, I followed Mastriano since the beginning, and he was an advocate for anti-mandate policies. He talked about having businesses opened. He talked about not wearing masks. It was great. And I'm going to tell you, he's going to continue to be an American hero. The race for Senate is too close to call, and Dr. Oz and McCormick are battling it out. I have to tell you, I was surprised to see McCormick make such a showing here. I actually thought it was going to be Oz and Barnett. But then I realized that McCormick spent millions to deface Oz. So Oz is still my pick, and we'll see how that plays out. The most important thing for this state is to make sure that we have both seats for governor and Senate come November. So make sure you do all you can to make that happen. Your freedom and the economy depends on it. Let's make America Florida again. All right, let's talk about the baby food crisis. In case you didn't know, the brain-dead Biden administration is leading the pack for doing everything wrong for Americans. You know, like massive inflation, causing wars, a border crisis, and now he can even add to the list of his great accomplishments, the baby formula crisis. I need to interject a "let's go Brandon" here. Unbelievable. Anyway, the dum-dums in Washington are once again trying to build back better after wrecking something. So they're looking to add more regulation to baby food companies to avoid a plant shutdown like the one that appears to be the primary cause of the baby formula shortage. So just to catch you up, the main plant, and why there's only one main plant, I don't understand that at all. But the main plant had a bacterial contamination of its facility, or did it? Well, apparently 4 infants got sick from a new formula that this plant produced, and 2 died. That's terrible, I do understand. However, the argument from Abbott, who owns the plant, says there was no proof that the formula was the reason for the illness. They closed the plant voluntarily while the FDA investigated it. Sounds a lot like 2 weeks to flatten the curve to me. In fact, that's exactly what it is. Abbott and the FDA reached an agreement subject to federal court enforcement to reopen the plant after the company brings in outside experts to fix unsanitary conditions at the plant. However, Abbott has said it will take about 2 weeks to reopen, subject to FDA approval, and it could take up to 8 weeks for the product to arrive in stores. The government is also working, of course, on an emergency plan to allow foreign countries to import the baby formula to help with the crisis. So if your baby is starving, don't worry, because after 8 weeks, they'll be able to have food again. It's fine. 8 weeks is not a big deal for a child, right? They can hold out 8 weeks, of course, right? Hey, idiots! Take Air Force One to another country and fly in all the baby formula you can. And in case you're worried about all those babies crossing the border, apparently the government has enough supply of baby food formula to give out the formula to all the illegal families at the border. Look it up, it's true. It's time for another Let's Go Brandon. Unbelievable. All right, real quick, a couple other people who joined us online. We have Vin and Lou and Rob. Thanks so much. I can't believe you guys haven't chimed in on this baby formula thing. Put in Let's Go Brandon if you don't know what to say. All right, let's talk about Homebuilder Sentiment. Hey, is the bubble bursting? You know, the housing bubble, that is. Well, we know the cost of mortgages are increasing fast, and the buying power of the average American is getting lower and lower with each interest rate of King Powell. And now the Homebuilder Sentiment is falling again. Builder sentiment fell 8 points to 69 in May, according to the National Association of Home Builders. Just for reference, readings above 50 are still considered positive. But this is the 5th straight month in a row that builder sentiment has declined. Also, builder sentiment hit a record high of 90, just as a reference, it hit a record high of 90 in November of 2020. And now it says that buyer traffic has fell 9 points to 52, and we are starting to see a big problem. To me, it's just the beginning. The housing market's going to be falling, and I'm predicting that this year is going to be the last good year of the housing boom. By this time next year, we will be at the beginning of the shift to a buyer's market. If you have a house and you're considering selling it, I'm telling you, now is the last time you're going to get that high price you're expecting. This price may not show up again for 5 to 7 years. And look, as for me, I'm a real estate investor, and I've been waiting for this moment for about 3 years now. I will be buying homes and taking over mortgages from those who need a way out. You remember 2008 to 2012? Well, here it comes again. The only difference is I'm prepared for it, and I hope you are too. Look, if not, I'm going to tell you, come see me in Investor Schooling and get prepared, because the Biden economy is going to kill you if you don't know what you're doing. It's going to be really, really bad. All right, let's talk about what's going on with the bear market and how we had a near miss recently. So just so you know, a bear market is one is described as the S&P index dropping 20% for the year. Well, last week the S&P reached a point where the index was down 19%, just missing that 20% mark. This was right about when I said the Dow index, and I predicted the Dow index to hit that 31,500. So it was right there. And then it bounced back. Here's something about history that may surprise you, though. Last week marks the 6th time since 1978 that the S&P has tumbled more than 19%, but did not enter a bear market, according to Credit Suisse. So the previous 5 instances have been followed by a monster gain over the next 12 months. So just to give you an example, after March in 1978, the index rallied 13% over the next year, and the S&P also posted gains of more than 37% after reaching a low of 19% down, or not hitting a bear market in October 1998. And December 2018, it also rallied 29% after bottoming out in 1990 and 32% after October 2001 slump. Okay, so basically, they're saying that after all these times, the Dow rallied, right? However, what does that mean to the current market? Well, there's a difference this time because in each of these occasions, the Fed was lowering interest rates, not raising them. So which is it? Is it that the bear market rallies when it goes to 19%, or does it rally when the Fed lowers interest rates when the S&P hits that point in order to slow the drop? Hey, Fed, look at your own numbers. Well, I think the answer is obvious that the Fed lowering interest rates was the key each time. So what does it say to me? Simple. The market will drop into bear market territory within the next 2 months, and I'm predicting the Dow to be about 28,000 by the end of the year. I'm predicting pain for many who have 401ks and other retirement vehicles. I suggest a movement to cash to those who need the money soon, or start practicing the following words if you don't want to do it. Welcome to Walmart. All right, let's take a break here, and when I come back, we'll discuss today's picks and plays. I'll see you guys in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks. The subtitle to this book is because everything you think you know about money is wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are, what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And by the way, we're having a book launch on June 1st. And if you want to go to moneyhacksbook.com, moneyhacksbook.com, you can register. It's $27, and we're going to be covering your meal. We're going to be signing books, and I'm going to even include I'm going to even be wearing a jacket that matches the book. So go to moneyhackslive.com or moneyhacksbook.com, and you will be more than happy to be there. I'd love to have you there. Enjoy it. All right, so far, of course, we've been discussing the futures update. Right now, the Dow is down 200, the S&P is down 33, and the NASDAQ is down 141. We talked about Twitter and Musk and how they're all fake accounts. Well, not all fake accounts, but a lot of fake accounts. We talked about Mastriano winning the primary. Woo! And Oz is really close to winning, and that would make my dream team for the two. We also talked about the baby food crisis and how Biden says, hey, don't worry about it. Your kid will be okay if he doesn't eat for 8 weeks because, that's just the way it is. We'll solve it over 8 weeks. We don't really care much about it at all. We talked about Homebuilder Sentiment, and we talked about the bear market near miss and how, in most of the time, bear markets the stock market moves up right after the near misses, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, coming up today, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you hit that share button? Come on, hit that like button, hit that share button. Let everyone know what great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. And you could share it in your page or groups that you feel will benefit from the great stock plays. Come on now, share, share, share. Also, leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about politics behind the stock market. All right. So it's funny because we actually have Charles online who just said, he left a comment and said, did you see Walmart's report? I don't think they're hiring, because that was the joke in the last segment. So to start off the day, we had bad earnings report from Target, and the company tanked 40 points. And yesterday, of course, we had Walmart also tanking, and that's the same problem there. Earnings per share missed by a lot in Target. The CEO of Target explained that the cost of goods and the cost to sell the goods have hurt their bottom line. And of course, the scamdemic is over, so no more stimulus checks are available to fuel the prices. By the way, I had one of my students use their stimulus checks to invest in stocks and stock options, and this student turned his $2,500 stimulus check into $20,000 in less than a year. Maybe he should go to Target and spend the original $2,500 to make up for it. It appears that all the stocks that benefited from the stimulus checks and people stuck at home are reversing all their gains and profits. And the bear market is almost here. And with that being said, I know it's weird, but I still like the travel stocks for now, and they should return to their pre-pandemic, listen to the words, pre-pandemic levels. Don't expect them to go where they were in 2019. Expect them to go there where they were in 2017 or 18. All right, let's take a final look at the futures real quick. We have the Dow is down 195, the S&P is down 31, and the Nasdaq is down 137. All right, look, speaking of predictions, I mentioned about 2 weeks ago that I expected Bitcoin to go down to about 30,000, right? That's pretty much what I thought. And Bitcoin is still hovering about 30,000. I have to warn you guys that I believe Bitcoin is going to have another major drop. I'm just not sure if it'll hit 40,000 before it has this major drop or not. This asset class is going to fail when people need to pull their money out of this investment to basically pay for groceries. A lot of people that are investing in this thing are just newbies. They're millennials. They're people who had no idea what they were doing, bought this asset thinking it was going to go to $1 million, and it didn't. So now they're going to start to pull this money out. I believe that's going to cause it to go down. And when that causes it to go down, also the people who are mining it are going to make less money, etc. So it's going to become an issue. Look, gold and silver also are just sitting there. This one I don't understand, but it might be a good time to buy at these prices. And look, gold and silver can't go to zero. Bitcoin can. I don't think Bitcoin's ever going to go to zero, but gold and silver can't go to zero. Treasury bonds, the Treasury bond rate is just below 3%, and that's causing, we'll see where that goes. I think I'm predicting 3.5% soon, but so what? Oil is just below $115 a barrel, and I'm going to tell you, after Memorial Day, it'll probably drop to below $100 a barrel. All right, real quick, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for your continued support. My name is Larry Steinhouse, and I am the host of Money Chat Now, and I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And if you want to, you can contact me directly at contactlarry.com, contactlarry.com. Hey, from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show, and the opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. Make it a profitable day.